Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Thursday already. Thursday, the 12th day of October, 2023. I hope you're all safe and healthy on this Thursday, your family. I hope they are all safe and healthy, and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, who work along with the first responders who every day are out here trying to save lives. Blessings also upon those that pick up garbage to try to keep our towns, our states, our cities, our places clean. And those also that make deliveries for us for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women that are out here every day trying to help rescue, recover, and deliver the children and the teenagers that are the unfortunate victims of child molestation and pedophilia. The people who also are victims of pornography and child pornography, prostitution and child prostitution, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses on all the perpetrators, the profiteers, and the perverts that create this industry and work in it. Finally, double blessings on the homeless. There are nearly 600,000 men, women, and children, increasingly a lot of senior citizens, that are living in the streets of the United States of America, and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. So yesterday, I saw an interview with Barrett, and a question was brought up. Sometimes, I'm going to say this a little facetiously, especially in New York, reporters ask questions that can cause controversy. And of course, there's always a segment of Knicks Nation and people around Knicks Nation that love controversy and would love to make it bigger. So yesterday was such a situation. Barrett was asked, so you guys made the playoffs in 2019, 2020. In 2020, 2021, you didn't. In 2020, 2021, you made the playoffs. 21, 21, 22, you did not. 22, 23, you did. So what's going to stop you in 23, 24 from reverting back like you did when you last made the playoffs? Now, this is a question designed to create controversy. And many people don't pick it up, but I've seen too many of these. And what it's designed to do is make RJ say something negative next is going to say, RJ, trashes Evan Fournier. Yes, that's how it ends up. For example, there was Tom Thibodeau trashes Evan Fournier, and he didn't. Or Derrick Rose trashed Tom Thibodeau because they asked Derrick Rose about the practice difference between Memphis and New York. And in neither case was the person being interviewed trying to negatively speak on another person. But that's what the media does. They try to create drama. See, it used to be that people that were reporters just reported what was news. Period. Okay? Very dry, plain news. Scores, news, highlights, whatever. Now, it's about creating drama because drama sells. Drama sells, and the more people that get into drama, that buy into it, click on your stuff, and the more money you make. See? So it's about selling drama. But the players get distracted by drama. It doesn't help the team. It doesn't help performance on the court. And as a Knicks fan, I would love to have the Knicks operate at the highest level of performance that they can. And so what we don't need is unnecessary drama. Now, one of the things RJ said was we don't pay attention to any stuff, because they also brought up the fact that GMs around the league think the Knicks are at least fifth best in the East. And he said we don't read it whether it's positive or negative. That's another trap. Because you buy into that, then you could buy into whatever media feeds you, and you're looking at it, and they can keep asking you about it and create more drama. But this one was, so you fell back after you made the playoffs the first time under Tom Thibodeau. So you made the playoffs last year. What's going to stop you from falling back this year? Now, the answer to the question, if you didn't know, is very obvious. So the first year under Tom Thibodeau, the Knicks put together a team was basically going to be a temporary team while they were developing. This was Leon working with Tom. Tom, didn't want certain players. He wants all veterans. He wants to win now, right? That's the way Thibodeau comes into this thing with the Knicks. That's the way he did every team he's coached. So he was forced. He's going to develop RJ. He's going to develop Mitchell Robinson. He's going to work with Tom Randall. And then he got Elfrid Payton and Reggie Bullock in the backcourt. 2 journeymen. But these 2 journeymen did something that Tom Thibodeau requires. They both play high-level NBA defense. Okay? So now you got your point of attack protected because those 2 cats played defense. They had their limitations, obviously, offensively. But in Tom Thibodeau's scheme, because you're dealing with him, you want defense first. Defense and rebound. Now we know that team in the 72-game season went 41-31 and was 4th in the East. Okay? The next season, there's a cry from the media and a cry from people, we need more shooting. Elfrid Payton can't shoot. Reggie Bullock can't get off the dribble. We need more shooting. So what do? Well, it wasn't Tom Thibodeau's idea. And this is where Leon and Tom started to learn each other. Leon went out and got Evan Fournier at the 2 guard to replace Reggie Bullock. They didn't re-sign Reggie Bullock. And then they got Kemba Walker to replace Elfrid Payton. These are 2, at least in Walker's case, multiple-time All-Star. In Fournier's case, high-level scorer and shooter. Neither of them could play defense at all. Kemba, because he was already small, okay, and couldn't play defense, but now you're dealing with him on a bad knee coming out of Boston. Boston basically wanted to give him away to Oklahoma City. So, because his knee was gone. He was only playing on one leg. After about 15 minutes, he's on one leg, okay? But we was dealing on New York, from the New York area, Bronx, reputation, Rice High School, all of that. And they were pushing the Kemba from Charlotte Hornets. This wasn't that guy anymore. And with regard to Fournier, high-level shooter, career shooter near 40% at the 3. But we all kind of knew he couldn't play defense, but everybody was like, oh, no, it's going to be adequate. Thibodeau's going to teach him how to do it. Well, that was a major mistake, as we now look back and see. Grimes was a rookie that year, and he was on the verge of taking Evan Fournier's spot in his rookie year. Tom don't like to start rookies, but he didn't have much choice. And then he hurt himself and set him back a bit. But that was setting the stage for him to take over the 2 guard spot. And a lot of us, including myself, knew that was going to happen the next season, which it did. Fournier leaves the lineup, and the Knicks go, as Thibodeau said, 37-22. But the year he starts most of the games, they go 37-45. Okay, and the Knicks had shuffled in. And now they end up playing Alec Burke, who's not a point guard and wasn't the strongest defender. They have Alec Burke, who's built for the bench. 4th quarter player coming off the bench. He's built to do that. Had him starting at point guard. So the Knicks go 37-45. The next season, we signed Jalen Brunson. We start the right guy. Well, first they started off with Evan Fournier because Q-Dog was hurt his foot. That's the only reason Evan Fournier started. And once the dog got his foot healed, okay, then you get him back, and at that same time, wholesale changes are made, including taking Fournier out of the rotation, taking Derrick Rose out of the rotation, okay, taking Cam Reddish out of the rotation, putting in Jalen Brunson, Grimes, and then, of course, you had the same bench with Emmanuel. Quickly, they go 37-22 down the stretch. They finish 5th in the East. What's the difference now for this year? There's no major change to that team. You now have a backcourt that's set. You now have a starting 5 that's set. They were going to lose Obi because Randall is 2-time All-NBA since he's been in New York, 2-time All-Star. And so you can't replace him you're not going to replace him. And so Obi was stuck because Obi was drafted to be a starting power forward, but who knew that Thibodeau was going to favor Randall, and then Randall was going to become what he has become. So Obi was stuck. So they did Obi a solid. They moved him to Indiana, and they replaced the power forward spot with Josh Hart as the backup, who has played. This is the thing that kills me. Some people in Knick Nation just like to argue because they want to talk basketball, and I hear that. But I don't like to waste time talking about stuff that's a waste of time. For example, Josh Hart has played power forward in the NBA all his career, successfully. Okay? It's not like he's never done it before. And now, can he play behind Julius Randle? I mean, golly, man. Daggone. Julius Randle, looking at his track record, except his rookie year, very rarely misses more than, let's say, 10 games in the season. He don't even miss that. But let's give it 10 games he might miss, right? So you're going to have a backup for about 10 games. You're not looking for a guy that's going to carry you into the playoffs as a backup power forward. And Josh Hart fits that, and Ian Begley has said the Knicks are comfortable with that. I still got people contacting me. What about this guy, the backup power forward? Nobody's looking for a backup power forward but deluded Knicks fans. That's it. The Knicks are not looking. They're very comfortable. Ian Begley said it repeatedly. Very comfortable. You may not like it, but you don't matter. The coaches would matter. The management would matter. So they're comfortable with Josh Hart as a backup power forward. Okay, then they went and got Donte DiVincenzo, who's another wing. Can't have too many really good wings in the NBA, right? They're very versatile. They usually do a lot of shooting, defending, passing, rebound. They do a little bit of everything. And that's Donte. Okay, so you bring him in. Plus, he's from Villanova, which also fits with Josh Hart and with, as we know, Jalen Brunson. So now you got the same team that finished last year with the addition now of Donte DiVincenzo. You come in, again, we talked about before the season, we talked about the continuity being a strength because now you got a fifth seed playoff team coming back. The more experience, see in the NBA, it's very difficult to keep a good team together for a number of reasons. There's the money part, there's the salary cap part, and then the free agency part. All of that can change a team when the team doesn't really want to change or need to change. So in the case of a New York Knicks, you come back with the same team. That's big time. How many years has Lopez played with Giannis? And how many years has, Middleton, all of these guys played together? And so you have a core that stays together for a while. It helps you as a team. How many years has Boston had Tatum and Brown together with Al Horford? These guys that know each other. It's all very important. So now you come back with the same Knicks team and you add a DiVincenzo, who these guys, at least with Brunson and Hart, they know him. They're used to playing with him. And now he's going to learn Tibbs' system. And now you come back with the same squad. So the difference is they got the same team, they got the same backcourt, and everybody's going to be a little better this year because that's the thing in the NBA. Everybody, the pros, they try to get a little better. Sometimes it's not noticeable, but everybody that's working real hard, especially in a Tibbs coach team, they're doing everything they can to get better. And sometimes you get to a point when you're in the league and you're already elite. To be in the league, you got to be elite. So in order to get better, you're going to make nuanced changes, small changes to your game to try to improve. Okay? So, for example, with Quentin Grimes, this year it's shooting off movement. Okay, that's what he's been practicing all summer, shooting off movement. He already has lockdown defense. Now he can already shoot the rock. You're talking about movement now. Okay, shooting off movement, because that's why he was working with J.J. Redick. Okay, because J.J. Redick, his prime was shooting off movement. You get this cat doing that. The other night, he wasn't even shooting good. He shot 40% from three. This is, first game of the preseason, and a lot of y'all take this preseason way too seriously. The only people preseason really counts for are people that's on the verge of not being in the league. They're fighting for their dream. For the most part, most of the guys, the top 11 guys on the Knicks, they're not worried about their positions. They are all going to be on the team. But for them other guys, it's a scrap, it's a fight. So they're going to put, for them, every preseason game is game 7. Think of it that way. Every preseason game for guys that are on the borderline of being kicked off the team or cut is game 7. Okay? So they got to treat it like that. So all your Nathan Knights, all of your Daquan Jeffries, all of your Robies, those guys, every time they get on the court, it's like game 7. They got to play it like that. And some of y'all get carried away as if, Jacob's going to be in the rotation. No, he's not. We're trying to see, can he make the team? Okay, that's the first step. Can he make and that's what he wants. Okay, these guys are not trying to be in the rotation. They're not going to be in the rotation. Let me just say it for the millionth time. Is set. There's nobody else coming in the rotation. Somebody tried to come. Why don't they go get Kai Jones? Because we do not need him. The rotation is set. The Knicks wanted to see what they have with what they have. Good or bad? Okay? Good or bad? Let these kids run. And let's see what they got. Before you start talking about adding another guy that we don't want and we don't need. Okay? So, RJ answered the question and he said, well, you know, it was just a different team. He answered it well. RJ, as we all no, let me not say that, but as most of us know, RJ's been around the New York media enough, even as a young kid, he knows how to handle New York media. Okay, so he just said, it's a different team and different guys. Yep, no more Evan Fournier, no more Kemba Walker. Playoffs again. 50 wins. 50 wins for the Knicks this year. At least top 5. I'm saying they could go better than top 5, but I'm trying to be conservative and say top 5, top 4 finish. They could be top 3 in the NBA East. They can. They're that good. Okay, so that's right, RJ. Do your thing. Forget this stupid media and this drama queen dust kick up they're always trying to go, and we move forward. Y'all enjoy your Thursday. Shalom.